Hello, and welcome to You Are Your Own Hero. I am Dr. Tassel Faith Shamebrook, and today we are talking about call in the life you want. So it's January, and it's probably the time of year that we tend to think a lot about what we might want to create this year for ourselves and our lives. And maybe we're looking to shift something. Maybe we're looking to bring something in. Maybe we're looking to let go of something. So I'm going to offer you 4 very powerful practices in order to really profoundly call in this life you want. So the first step, let's think about the life that we want. What is this dream life that you are calling for? Let's take a moment and think about the details of this dream life. What does it look like when you wake up in the morning? What do you do throughout your day? What feelings, what energies do you experience in this dream life? Where are you living? Do you have a particular career that you're doing? What is your relationship with your family members? What is your body? How does your body feel? Any details about your dream life, the more detailed, the better. It just helps to bring in those details when we first really envision them ourselves. And so first, let's just get really clear on what your dream life is. And you can also do this through using a dream board, through journaling, or just your own beautiful imagination. Okay, so once we have a very clear picture of this life that we're asking to call in, let's go on to the next step. So the big question here is, who do we need to become in order to have this dream life come in? Because it is always who we are and the energy that we are holding that determines what we experience on the external. As within, so without. There's always a one-to-one match. We all send out a particular energy frequency, and the universe matches our frequency in what comes into our reality. So who do you need to become to call in this life that you want? How does this person think? What does this person believe? How do they make decisions? How do they interact with other people? How do they interact with themselves? So the 4 practices we're going to do are starting with number 1, beliefs. What beliefs can you hold in order to call in this life that you want? Number 2, actions. What actions can you take in order to call in this life that you want? Number 3 are relationships with others. What ways can you interact with others in order to call in this life you want? And number 4, our relationship to ourself. What ways can you interact with yourself in order to call in this life that you want? Okay, so let's start with number 1, beliefs. And if it's resonant for you, you can take a few moments here, and if you have a piece of paper and a pen, that's great. And you can write down 3, it could be more, it could be less, but let's just say 3 key beliefs that would really support you in bringing through this dream life and bringing through this life that you really desire. So examples of supportive beliefs for bringing in what you want could be, for instance, I am capable of achieving whatever I set my mind to. I am successful at whatever I do. The universe fully supports me. I have all the resources, all the assistance I need to achieve and complete my dreams. Okay, so now we have some key beliefs to support us calling in this beautiful life that we are asking for. And I think I'll just share my beliefs that I'm really holding for this year to support the vision I have for my life. And my beliefs are everything is always working out for my highest and best. The universe fully has my back in all of my dreams. And whatever is my heart's desire will come to fruition. And those feel so good. They feel so good. So I know I'm in alignment with my higher self when these affirmations feel really good to me. I'm seeing the truth that I am a creator being and I can create what is in my highest and best and what is in my heart's yearning. So if you feel comfortable, if you read your beliefs out loud, how do they feel to you? How do they land in your body? What sensations come up for you? Okay, now let's move to number 2, actions. So what actions can you take in order to call in this life that you want? Now, this is an opportunity for us to possibly get really honest with ourselves about our own actions. And for instance, just taking a look at your own actions over, let's say, the past 6 months or so. And just bringing some discernment. Are the actions that I'm taking aligned with moving forward with this vision and goal and dream that I have for my life? Is there an alignment or not? Now, sometimes we engage in actions in our career, for instance, just to feel like we're doing something. But we may not really be focusing on what would be most helpful. Maybe some of the tasks and activities that would be most helpful for moving forward in our dreams and goals. Maybe there's some resistance, maybe there's fear, maybe it requires an outlay of an investment of money or time. So sometimes we can be taking actions to be busy or to feel productive, but they may not actually be so helpful to us in really moving forward with what we want to do. So this could be a good time to possibly just look at what actions have I been doing? Are they in alignment with what I want to bring through in my life, or are they not? And then sometimes we also just may even be in a paralysis mode where we're not moving forward or doing much at all. And of course, all of this is okay. It's all perfect. There are no mistakes. We are never late. Everything is always in perfect divine timing, and everything we're doing is always serving our expansion in one way or another. At the same time, if we want to call in particular experiences, then we can be mindful of our actions aligning with this vision we do hold for our life. Okay, so if it's resonant right now, you can take a few moments and write down, for instance, 3, could be more, could be less, key actions that you could take in order to really support your vision for your life. Okay, so now you have a list of 3 action steps to take, and I'm kind of curious. Does it feel possible to take one of these actions in the near future? When you run that through your body, how does that feel? Does anything come up for you? Is there resistance? Can you move through that resistance? See how that all feels for you. And I'll share for me 3 actions that I want to take in order to move forward in the vision I have for my life is execute my ideas. I tend to have a lot of ideas. I tend to get very excited about what I want to do, but this year I want to take more action. And another action that I want to take is moving forward through some of my technology fears. I find that sometimes some of my projects require me to learn different technologies or different applications. And I have some resistance around that, but I want to just keep moving forward in that. And then another action step that I'm going to be taking is setting deadlines. I tend to do really well when I have deadlines for the projects I'm working on. Okay, beautiful. Now, step number 3, we're going to be really grounding into how are we interacting with other people? And the question here is the way that you interact in general with other people, is it supportive of this vision that you hold for your life, or is it somewhat limiting or taking away from the vision you have for your life? Now, there may be some relationships in your life that you may possibly be aware could even be released, because perhaps these relationships are really not serving your highest goal for yourself. And then there may be some relationships where you may sense some shifting of how I interact with others could really benefit this overall life that I'm calling in. And I'll just give an example here of my relationship with my children. I have 3 kids, and they're all teenagers. And when I really thought about my vision for my life in this year and what I really needed to do and be, well, let's say be first, who I really needed to be, I really realized I needed to make some shifts with my kids. I think, like a lot of moms, it's really easy for me to sort of do everything for my kids. They have such busy schedules, and I feel guilty about different things. I feel guilty that we had a divorce and I'm not always with them, and they're super busy with their schedule. They have homework and clubs and sports and everything. So my default position is just to do everything for them, because I feel bad for them. I feel they're already really busy. But what I realize is if I continue to hold that orientation, I'm really not honoring myself. I'm really not honoring my own time. And some of these things like chores around the house, for instance, or taking care of our animals, it does feel highest and best for these to be more evenly distributed, or at least for them to do a bit more than they are now. So I had a conversation with my kids around this, and I told them I have a certain vision for my life in this coming year. There are certain things I'm really calling in, certain things I really want to do. And in order to do that, I'm going to ask if we could shift some of our ways of being in our household and be more of a team, with a teamwork approach rather than mom doing all the work. And actually, it went really well. And I really do think if you approach these conversations from that type of positive orientation, that this is just something really important to me. I really want to bring in this dream for my life. I think people usually get very excited about supporting others in their dreams, especially your loved ones. Okay, so if it's resonant right now, you can take a few moments and write down, could be 3 ways, more or less, of possible shifts you could see in your relationships, of how you interact with others that could really benefit and support calling in this life that you really want. So I gave some examples that I did with my kids, but these could be, for instance, shifts such as I ask for help. I consider myself and my wants and needs in my life. I am honest with others about what I'm feeling or what I'm experiencing or what I really want to bring through in my life. Okay, so now we have some shifts of relationships with others that are going to support this life, this beautiful life that you are calling in. Okay, the last point, number 4, is your relationship with yourself. What ways can you interact with yourself in order to call in, bring through this beautiful life that you are asking for? And let's just take a moment here and tune in to your own inner wisdom. And if it feels resonant, you can put your beautiful hands on your heart. You can close your eyes if you like. And you can just ask within yourself, what ways can I interact with myself that will really facilitate this beautiful dream life coming through that really is in my heart's desire? And just see what comes up for you. And I'll just give some examples of some things that have come through for me. One of them is self-love and acceptance, and really like self-worth, that I am worthy of my dreams. It is my right to bring through my dreams for my life. Just holding that orientation has been very expansive for me and my dreams. Another aspect of relationship with self that's been really helpful for me is this idea of inner partnership. That first and foremost, I am partnered with myself. I'm partnered with myself, with spirit moving through me, and with my own dreams. That this is really the focus of my life, is my own loyalty, my own cooperation, my own nurturance of what I am really holding as the vision for my life, this idea of inner partnership. And another practice, oh my goodness, that has really completely revolutionized my life is to feel all of my feelings. I cannot even tell you how many, really almost everything that has really been big in my life that I've really been able to bring through started off with an uncomfortable feeling. Just a quick example is around my PhD. I had really always wanted to get a PhD most of my life. My dad has a PhD, and I just always felt that's something I really wanted to do. But I found myself in my early 30s, and I still hadn't gone through and gotten my PhD. And I was spending some time with an acquaintance who was a doctor, a fellow woman, and all these super uncomfortable feelings came up of jealousy and envy and, oh my goodness, she's a doctor. I always wanted to become a doctor and get my PhD. And it was really through feeling all of those feelings, really going there, that actually gave me the motivation to start going back to school and actually getting my PhD. The jealousy and the envy and the frustration turned, it switched polarity into inspiration. So feeling our feelings can just help us so much in moving forward in our true visions for our life. And then just a couple last points here. Another orientation of self that has been so helpful is tuning into my guidance. This also has been absolutely revolutionary for me. And there's a video on the channel, I think it's called Tune Into Your Guidance, something like that. But I'll leave, it's the description and the link will be below here of this video, but just ways to help tune into your guidance and just how helpful that is. Because of course your guidance is always steering you in the direction of your heart's desires. And then the last example I'll give here of ways of interacting with self that have been really helpful for me is spending time alone. And this is not in my nature. I'm a Libra. I'm very social. I love being with people. But I have found spending time alone and really getting in touch with myself, what is important to me, my values, my heart's desires, my passions, my guidance, my feelings. This time has just brought treasures to my life. So I really can't overemphasize the benefit of spending some time alone. Okay, so if it feels resonant, you can take a few moments to write down some ways of being with yourself that support these beautiful dreams that you have for your life. So now we have beliefs, we have actions, we have ways of being with other people, and we have ways of being with ourselves in order to really become the person who can bring through this dream life that we are calling for. So I'm really excited for you to embody these practices and see where you can go with these practices. And I would love to hear any of your experiences in doing any of this. So thank you so much for joining me on this video. And if you liked the video, if you would consider liking it or subscribing to the channel, that would be absolutely wonderful. It really helps my work. And we also have a really wonderful Patreon community, and the description is down below. So much love to you and so many blessings in calling in the life that you want.